Good day from the 65th Annual Cannes Film Festival. I'm Ian Roberts, and I'm presenting to you a program created by Paramax and Monde Ouest, a program entitled Coutts Co 2012 in partnership with Screen International. In our program, we have a unique opportunity to take a look into the world of film finance. Through a series of interviews and roundtables, we gain valuable insight from the leaders of the film finance industry and how they are bridging the gap between unique storytelling and the financial resources to make them become a big screen cinematic experience. In this edition of our Coutts Co series, we had a unique opportunity to sit down with Vinca JARRETT of FilmPro Finance and a number of the few remaining bankers that are still financing films today. Let's take a closer look and listen to what they had to say.
Hello, I'm here with Cannes Co 2012, the banking panel. My name is Vinca JARRETT. I'm with FilmPro Finance, and we have a great panel discussion for you today. Thank you for coming today. Judith, how about evaluating the foreign sales agent? What do you go through in order to decide that a sales agent has bankable paper in order to bank those?
Thanks, Vinca. I think one is you go by the track record, and also you have to assess how good the relationships are between the sales agent and the distributors. I guess for us at Coutts, we don't actually do any gap funding, so that is probably less important than the likes of, perhaps Adrian or Peter, who would absolutely, excuse me, scrutinize the credit worthiness in a way, but also the ability not only to sell, but also then to collect, because that's the most important thing for sales agents. Selling is great, but you must also be able to collect the money.
Where does the equity come from these days? Is it from all over the world, or is it centrally located for your deals?
Lots of hotspots. There's the UK, which has raised certain funds, private equity funds. There are tax mitigated funds. The US, the Middle East, Asia. It's pretty much everywhere. They're not too well known, I think, as you know, if anyone has any money. They're like, bees to honeypot, really. But no, the equity is available, as I say, in the hotspots and principally and actually in the larger countries that actually have a big film industry.
Judith, in England, are you seeing these kinds of deals as well? These scams that we see prolifically in the States and in Canada right now?
Perhaps not as much, because there aren't too many of us in the first place, but you do see it. And I think what spooks us really is usually the big numbers. And you think, as a producer, have you made a film in the $50 million range? Well, no, but you're procuring, some security or cash of $40 million to make it. So it is, a telltale sign that, it's probably a waste of time. Yeah, but we don't see probably don't see as many, I don't think.
Are movies starting to pick up again with their funding? Are we going to be seeing a proliferation of new films come out with new funding, or are we still in a crunch and a crisis in the business? And how about in the UK, Judith?
Yeah, very much so. I think, we've sort of had a bit of a resurgence. Funding is always difficult, but I think we always say the right films find money. In the UK, we obviously have, certain schemes that are a particular one, which is government sponsored, where you can raise money from investors, private investors, who get a little tax break out of it. But at the end of the day, you're actually pumping money into the industry. So there are people who are very interested in this business, and there are ways and means to perhaps get involved with the business in a relatively mitigated sense in terms of your risk being mitigated. What we're seeing in the UK, certainly, probably better quality of films, but that's, depends how you define it. But the way we define it is they have pre-sales. I think the pre-sales market is coming back. It's coming back for good film.
The major film festival and market in the world, Cannes, does that impact the sale of films for you guys that you get involved with, for each one of you? Do you have films selling at the market right now? And is it important to you as bankers, when you look at it, that a film has a chance to go to a festival or a market like the Cannes Film Festival?
It's certainly, as Peter said, it's a very important market, and for us it's also good to see the sales agents working in their space. And it's important because you want them to sell the film, to make those sales, and if you're gap funding, obviously to try and close that gap. So it's good to see them here. It's good for us to be here, oddly enough, being bankers, but still, as I say, you are taking a risk, especially if you're taking the equity risk. You've got to see that the film is sellable, if you like. It's marketable, and you've got the major buyers here from around the world.
what's one piece of advice you would give to investors in the film industry that were going to involve bank financing for an independent film?
From the banks, it is, from an investor's point of view, I think, yes, absolutely pre-sale, completion bond, and a good sales agent.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the CAN Echo Banking Panel in CAN 2012. Panelists, I appreciate your time today, and thank you for participating.
Thank you for watching our CAN Echo 2012 series.